Jones versus Combs, Part 4. All right, you guys. As you can see on the page, this is Mr. Combs and Jay Combs, which is Justin Combs, Diddy's son, solicits drugs and engages in illicit acts with minors and schmeck workers. On or about July the 2nd, 2023, in California, Diddy had a listening party at his home. And I'm just going to start referring to him as Diddy because it's less of a tongue twister in the sentences when I have to say Mr. Jones and Mr. Combs. Present at this party was an R&B artist. It's redacted, but if you look down at the bottom, the R&B artist is a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Bajan billionaire. And I still don't know who that is. I'm going to have to look that up, y'all. If you know in the comments, let me know. Jay Combs, schmeck workers, and some underage girls. The event began at 7 p.m. Diddy requested female workers and required Mr. Jones to solicit them. An hour later, several workers appeared. In addition to the workers, there were at least 5 women in the crowd that were under the age of 16. Do y'all hear me? And they say women. No, that's not women. Girls under the age of 16. Diddy forced all the women to drink Lace de Leon liquor. And so that will be, we're going to say females because, again, they were under the age of 16. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy. Mr. Combs did not check the identification of any of these underage girls. The presence of these underage girls made Mr. Jones very uncomfortable. He attempted to leave, and Mr. Combs forced him to stay. Mr. Combs went so far as to take Mr. Jones' car keys to prevent him from leaving. After being forced to drink Lace de Leon shots, Mr. Jones began feeling lightheaded and recalls passing out and waking up at 4 a.m. the following morning naked with a schmeck worker sleeping next to him. Screenshots of a video from that night is embedded below, and I'm going to show you the screenshots, and they have possession of the video. Whenever you see screenshots, y'all, that means that they have the actual video. So it says what's under each shot, and the faces are blurred out. The first one is Mr. Combs, Diddy, with an underage female. Next shot, underage female. Next shot, schmeck worker. Next shot, Justin Combs with an underage female. Mr. Combs, Diddy, attempts to pass off Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. Yes, y'all. Now Cuba Gooding Jr. has entered the place. Okay? So far we've had Stevie J, and I'm going to say Safari because isn't Safari from Philadelphia and he dated Nicki Minaj? And then Usher because he had a Las Vegas residency and he just finished performing at the Super Bowl. And again, I'm not saying any of this is true, but I'm pointing out the players in the game. Mr. Jones believed that Diddy was grooming him to pass him off to his friends. So again, Mr. Jones, who's Rodney, the one who brought the lawsuit against Diddy's son and a host of other people, is saying that he was being groomed to pass off to Diddy's friends. This fear became reality when Diddy introduced Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. while they were on Mr. Combs' yacht. Whew, y'all. During the introduction, Diddy suggested that Cuba get to know, and that's in parentheses, Mr. Jones better. He then left them alone in a makeshift studio on the yacht. So this picture that you see is Diddy and Cuba moments before Mr. Jones was assaulted. Now, I'm reading this with y'all. I haven't read this, so, as I'm reading this with y'all in these videos, this is my first time going through them. As evidenced by a video of which screenshots are embedded below, Cuba begins touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones' legs, his upper inner thighs, near his groin, the small of his back, near his buttocks, and his shoulders. Mr. Jones was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Mr. Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. The following is a screenshot of the encounter with Cuba. Now, at the bottom, the key tells you there is a video of this. Why criminals always videoing? Okay, y'all, this is the page I was just reading. I forgot to switch pages, so if I didn't show this previously, this is the page that I was just reading from. This is a picture of Diddy with Cuba. This picture is a picture of Cuba, and in this picture, Mr. Jones says that Cuba is forcibly touching him, and this again is on Diddy's yacht. Okay. The Love Album. Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was under an implied work for hire agreement. He was not compensated for his time living with Diddy or for the songs he produced. As evidence, he was listed as a producer for the following songs on the Love album's final release: Deliver Me, Stay, Part 1, Reaching, What's Love, Stay a While, Moments, Need Someone, Homecoming, and Tough Love. Diddy and defendants LRMRUMG, and you guys, those are all the record companies, all benefited from Mr. Jones's work product. And again, that's why he's suing them, y'all. They failed to compensate Mr. Jones for his work. As a result, Mr. Combs and defendants LRMRUMG were all unjustly enriched at the expense of Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones attempted to work with Diddy to secure his publishing and royalty rights for the work he completed on the Love album. Diddy only offered Mr. Jones $29,000 for 13 months, thousands of hours of work, and 9 songs that made it to the Love album. Ironically, Mr. Jones was willing to take $50,000, his publishing rights, and royalties. Diddy's self-serving greed would not allow him to pay Mr. Jones an additional $21,000. Now, if you look at the bottom, it goes on to talk about Cuba. Cuba has a storied history of essaying and forcibly touching individuals against their will. And this writer has retained other creative artists and writers who have experienced the same treatment from Diddy and will file suit in the following weeks. So, y'all, there are more lawsuits to come because of those who got the same treatment. And I don't know if they mean what the essaying or not paying them, what they should be paid, but more lawsuits are coming. I'm going to try to watch the timer. I hope it doesn't cut off on us. This screenshot is DeForest Taylor threatening Mr. Jones. So let me start at the top. You know what? I'm going to stop right here and go ahead and go to part 5 because it's going to cut off, y'all.